Ladies and gentlemen, this Naikanam title fight will be contested over 5 by 3-minute rounds in the WBC welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's trained by Jacob Drendel and Petch Sitmonchai out of Ramai Gym. He weighed in last night at 66.6 kilograms. He's had a total of 80 fights with a professional record of 60 wins and just 5 defeats. Fighting out of Cheltenham and Victoria by way of Thailand. Making his MTL debut, he is the Max Muay Thai champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Petch Sitmonchai. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Jun Lee out of Fight Academy. He weighed in last night at 66.6 kilograms. He's had a total of 18 fights with a professional record of 15 wins and just 2 defeats. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, he is making his MTL debut. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassidy Haberfield. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee in charge, Trevor Lawler. Both fighters seal the ring.
Right, Trevor Lawler reading their final rules.
Quite hard, quite fair. Please cut gloves.
Excited, this one over 5 threes.
Doctor?
I often try to guess, Max, what the pace is going to be like at the start of these fights, particularly when it's a tie versus an Aussie over 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You never really know.
Yeah, no, you don't. I'd assume that Pet's going to look to control the fight from the beginning with a strong tee, good kick in, and then he'd be likely to open up with his punches and low kicks that he talked about using yesterday. But I'm sure that Cassidy won't plan on letting him have any of that time.
Cassidy's slightly shorter, but he's thick, he's strong. Big left kick from Petch there. We can expect to see that all night. Cassidy changing stances early in the first round.
Cass would be wise to come up with a solution to that rear leg.
Big teep to the face from Petch there. There's no halfway shots, it's all power. Big jumping teep from Cass.
Beautiful catching counter from Pet as well. If he can keep the fight like this for the entire 5 rounds, he will. And do you blame him with the size of Cassidy? Absolutely not.
He's a strong-looking character, isn't he?
Yeah. Beautiful left kick.
Classic game plan there, take away the right-hand power of his opponent and Cassidy.
Controlling the range beautifully so far, very calm.
Casually steps out of the way of that huge right kick for Cass.
Cassidy a little heavy on that rear leg at the moment. I'd love to see him take a bit of weight off it so he can check with that, because that kick will start to hurt after a little while.
There's that left hand, left kick from Petch again. Bringing Cass's guard up and sinking that shit into that rib.
Giving too much time to a fighter as experienced as Pet is not a good idea. Not when you've had 50 times less the amount of experience.
You know what Petch Sitmonchai doing right now? He's absorbing information.
Yeah.
He's absorbing information to take into the next round, work out Cassidy's range and rhythm.
And you know, in a fight like this, look, if Cassidy stays at this range with Pet, he's going to waltz all the way to the end and take his payday home. Pet doesn't care about making this any more exciting than he needs to. He'll do as he needs to do, and win. That's all he's interested in, doing that and then taking his payday home.
Checks from Petch there. Cassidy's going to be real careful of that left kick now. He's going to start taking away some power out of that right hand. It's landed very flush in that right forearm several times now.
100%. They're really adding up. That left kick is on a dime.
Left kick going high again, just scalping the top of Cassidy's head.
10 seconds.
Beautiful knee. Cassidy starting to make something happen
End
now,
of
really
round
hectic
one.
towards the end of that first round.
You can see the pepper he put behind that right hand at the end there.
100%, and I think that's what he's got to do. He's got to really get into that pocket, because like I said, if you let Petch sit on the end of his kick for the rest of the night, he will just go till the cows come home, and he'll take his payday and he'll keep scoring with that left kick. So he really needs to continue to put that pressure on come this next round.
And of course, fighting any southpaw with a left kick, the worst thing you can do is sit there and play that game.
100%. That's what if I can have you do that for the whole fight, I will stand there and kick you with my left leg until I can go home.
All day, all day. Yeah. So let's see what adjustments go down in between rounds now. I dare say Cassidy's going to be encouraged to push forward and close that gap and get into that dangerous hand range with Petch.
100%. I think the key for him here is to get just past that kicking range where Pet's not able to land with power, but stay just out of the clinch as well, where Pet doesn't really have a safeguard to have. If his hands are out, then he's susceptible to being hit by the punch, but if hands are on his head, then he's susceptible to Cass just letting his hands go, hitting his gloves and finding a gap somewhere there as well. Pet's key is to keep him on the end of the kick, and then when he gets close enough to punch, to close that gap and stay in the clinch. But Cass wants to be just in that middle range. It's whether Pet, he can find that space.
Classic southpaw tactic, kick range or clinch range, and Cass has got to find a way to break that bridge.
100%, and the experience Pet has, it's not an easy feat.
I'm really concerned how little Petch is caring in that corner.
Like I said, this is probably one of the most focused I've seen him, and so far it's really paying off. He looks very comfortable.
As we know, Max, one shot can change the game.
100%, and when you've got guns like that, Cass is looking game and ready to cause damage in this second round.
Go. Round two.
Round two.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, round number 2.
Strong start for Cass, already letting some more shots go.
Throwing those fakes, puts some big power shots in. A bit more movement from Cass in this round. That left kick, that right forearm is going to be pretty tender in another round.
100%. Can't keep letting him land that left kick.
And at no point can Cass drop that guard on that right hand.
Not even an inch. Even with the hand there, the power Pet's throwing it with, it's capable of doing some damage even if the hand hits his head.
Absolutely. Heavy low kick from Cass there. Cass comfortably moving between stances there. So far, Cass isn't deterred by Petch's power.
I think now if I was in the corner of Cass, I wouldn't mind trying to make it a little bit more dirty now. Make it uncomfortable for Pet. You want him to get uncomfortable and make a mistake that you can catch him with.
Are you suggesting a bar fight, Max?
100%. Get him in the corner and let go. So far, Pet's control of the range is just something to behold. Getting past that teep, getting past that left leg. Every time Cass gets close enough, he's gone. It's like he's only catching his shadow.
And just out of the way of Cass's big right hand.
His timing's on point tonight. Like I said, he don't look like he cares tonight, but he's very, very focused. This is the best I've seen him for a long time.
Good kick check there from Petch.
Good. I think that's That's better from Cass. When they do exchange, you should continue to exchange. Don't let him run off with it. Stay really in that pocket and keep that pressure on him.
Don't give the computer time to think.
No chance. You give him time and he's going to do that all night. He's going to be able to find his teep. He's going to be able to put you off, fake his kick, find his kick, cross and kick. You got to stay on top of him.
Come here.
Trevor Lawler's not having it. He wants a fight.
And if these two don't decide to do it, he might join in.
Lots of left kick.
Lots of pepper in that one. Great timing on the teep as well.
Beautiful work from Petch Sitmonchai there.
10 seconds.
And
Big overhand right, just off the mark from Cass. That's what he needs. He needs to make this ugly. Big body shot there. Left elbow just off the
End
mark
of
from
round
Petch.
2.
And for those who don't know, the famous Sitmonchai gym, not notorious for their femur style, notorious for Muay Mat going forward and loving to punch and low kick, but tonight, so far, Pet is putting on a femur masterclass.
Very clinical. I think we've seen Cass open up towards the dying seconds of the rounds a couple of times now. We need to see him start the round like that.
I think he needs to throw caution to the wind a little bit more, because you see the shots he is landing, even though he's not throwing massive low kicks, there's already big red welts on the legs of Pet, and you know, to be able to catch him would be a big ask in terms of skill and just being able to catch him if you're trading back and forth. But he needs to make Pet uncomfortable. He needs to force him to make a mistake. He's a better athlete. He's fitter and he's stronger. We need to see that from him now, because if he lets Pet continue to cruise, he'll run away with the points.
And he will run away with points. And the most uncomfortable I've seen Petch tonight was a couple of exchanges where Cassidy just let those hands go.
Yeah, I think if he lets that kick land, he's then got to continue to engage in the boxing, because if he lets that kick land and then he resets, Pet gets all of that time to then reset his own timing and then catch him again. I think if he takes that kick, he should just continue to punch and stay in the pocket with him.
As we say in Australia, just get in there, son.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always true anymore that we have to box the ties, but in this scenario, at this point in time, after you've taken 2 rounds that have been quite difficult to find his timing, it is the time to begin to throw caution to the wind, start to put some pressure on, and so far there's been a lot of pepper in them hands.
Seconds
if they land, they will do damage.
Seconds out.
Essentially, don't play the tie game against the tie.
No, don't play that game against him, no way.
Referee.
Round 3.
Cassidy pushing forward, trying to get Petch on those ropes. Let's see if he starts to open up those hands. We haven't seen much work in the clinch yet. It's just getting shut down.
Chop.
Again, I think Pet would be happy once he gets there just to lock up and get back to that kicking range, stay well out of the way of those punches from Cass, because they look scary.
Yeah, that overhand right. However, Petch is countering with a big left knee, and that could be danger for both athletes.
100%.
Petch just taking a little rest there.
Chop.
Using that teep just to make it uncomfortable for Cass to come into that range is Pet. Using that rear leg teep just to hit at the short line, make it really difficult to come in, and then using his front teep just to make it really difficult to come in and punch as well. Obviously, the first thing you do when you go to punch is step, and if that step can get broken by the teep, it can be very difficult to punch from that position.
You can see what Petch is doing there. He's almost allowing Cass to throw that big hand and then just lock him up in the clinch.
Yeah, keeping him on the end, scoring with the kick, and then when he tries to counter, he's already gone.
Oh, big right hand from Cass there. He just really needs to follow it up.
I'd love to see a second and a third punch after that. Pet's very wise to that first one, but if he can catch another one on that third or fourth punch even, then it could be the end of the fight.
Don't grab the ropes. Yak. Chop.
Quite comfortable not doing any more than he has to, Pet. knows that the later rounds could be really dangerous and he needs to be really cautious for them later rounds. As I say, that Cass catches him with a nice uppercut cross. We need to see more of this. Pet already looks very, very woken up by those 2 shots.
The accuracy of Petch's left kick is shocking. Every time he throws it, it's just placed perfectly on that right forearm.
100%. And however, now we've seen a very dramatic shift in the amount that Pet's letting that kick go. He's starting to clinch, he's starting to sit on his rear leg a little bit more than he was in the beginning. I dare say he's starting to get a little bit tired. He just wants to win this 3rd round and cruise through the 4th and 5th. Cass can't let him do that. He really needs to win this round, so Pet has to continue to fight him.
I dare say Petch is well aware now. When Cass is coming in for those hands, it's going to be one big one.
Yes, yeah.
Evade and shut down.
100%. And I think if he just changes that rhythm slightly, that's the shot that's going to hit him. After the cross, there's a hook, or after that hook, there's a cross following. That's the one that's going to hit him. The success he did have was from the uppercut cross together, not just a big right hand. There's got to be something in front of that. That's his ticket to catching him.
End of round 3.
Very interesting. Cass is really going to have to start putting together some more combos instead of the one big one high, one low, one high. He's obviously got the power and the aggression, but we're just not seeing him string it together enough. Petch is really, he's watching what's coming. He's really understanding now that there's one big one out of the way. He shuts it down to clinch,
yeah,
back to kicking range.
I dare say the work rate from Pet now will be minimal. He won't do anything extra and he won't put himself at risk, and you can't blame him. Like I said, Cass's hands look like they do a lot of damage, and having felt that uppercut cross now, he'll be even less likely to step into that boxing range. So if he can just keep scoring with that kick, even if he only has to throw 3 or 4 throughout a round, I think he'll continue to do that. And then when they lock up in the clinch, he'll start to stall now and try and make the fight end as quick as possible for himself.
I absolutely agree. He's not going to want to feel what the end of that power from Cass is like. He's done such a good job of keeping that power at bay and locking down in the clinch. And, you know, the next 2 rounds, I feel like he will be just playing it safe almost.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I make this comparison quite often in combat sports. I mean, in football or soccer, right? If you were 5-0 up or even 3-0 up, say Pet's won these 3 rounds, it doesn't make sense to go all out attacking now. It makes sense to defend your lead.
Yep.
And if we're speaking completely unbiasedly, that's the smart thing for him to do. The smart thing for him to do is to protect his lead. Of course, the audience would like to see him throw down.
Fans want to see a war, but when you're the athlete whose consciousness is at stake,
that's it.
Yeah, a little bit different.
That's it. Yeah, he's gonna if he thinks he's won 3 rounds, he's gonna defend that lead now. And like I said, I don't blame him with the power Cass has. So we'll see where he goes from here. But I think that's a very likely, very likely.
Seconds out.
I agree. And if I'm Cass right now, I'm going to make a bit of a decision to go for the knockout or get knocked out trying.
Yeah, definitely. Or at least send him home hurting. You don't want him going home with that pay for no pain. Make him pay for it.
Round 4.
Cass moving forward immediately. Big left knee from Petch.
Time. You're good? Good move? Okay.
Good.
Chop!
Straight back to that left kick. Maybe even body before head for Cass, just to draw the hands away from Pet, draw the awareness away. Maybe across to the body, follow it with a lead hook.
There you go, yeah,
he's
across the body, there it is.
He's listening.
Big left knee from Petch there.
I think using that left knee and using that rear teep just to make him uncomfortable to walk in. You're a lot less likely to throw that rear hand if you know that you could walk straight onto that knee, you know. Even that left elbow, he's not, I don't believe he's looking to hurt Cass with it. He's looking to make him really
distract him,
not want him to come in, you know, make it scary for Cass to walk in and throw that big right hand. There's got to be a consequence to stop him from doing it.
I mean, both athletes have the very real risk of going to sleep. Petch is going to have to be very careful of that overhand right from Cass, and Cass, it would know by now, if he drops that right hand for a second, that left leg is putting you to sleep.
And even the risk of stepping in to throw that right hand, he could walk onto a really big knee right into his solar plex. That would not be comfortable. Pet's starting to hurt now and he's changing stances. Cass has hurt the outside of Pet's lead leg. It's looking very bruised, and until now he's not shown any sign of it hurting, but all of a sudden he's switching his stance. Cass is really going to work on that lead leg now.
Petch's body language has certainly changed a little bit. 100%. All of a sudden, good teep from Cass there.
Looking weathered now.
But has Cass got enough time to accumulate some more damage and bring this home?
This is it now. Pet will protect that lead the best he can. It's now a case of can Cass hurt him? And it looks like he's found the way to do it. Very welted is the lead leg of Pet there, and Cass is really going to work on it. A very unorthodox spot to hit.
Has had some good success when he changes to southpaw. One thing southpaws don't like is another southpaw, Mac.
Yeah, definitely. And I think distracting him by hitting that leg and then looking to punch may be another way that he can take Pet's mind away and manage to land a couple of punches as well. If he just throws the big right hand, Pet's ready for it. But if he's worried about that lead leg, he might find that hand a little bit easier.
20 seconds to go.
Really hurting now.
Ten seconds.
Cass has done a good job of giving himself an opportunity to finish this in the fifth match.
And this leg is hurting now. Pet looked to teep off his rear leg and lost his balance from that, lead leg.
That was a big right knee from Cass to lead us that round.
Limping back to the corner, looking very bruised on that lead leg. He's got one round to survive. Can he do it?
Now, for a big left kicker, the worst thing you could ask for is a smashed up right knee.
Yeah, that's it. His standing leg is starting to go.
Has Cass pulled this off with enough time to bring home a strong win, Mac?
That's it. Now, if I was in the corner of Pet, I'd be very, very nervous. Things have changed. The energy in that corner is very, very different from it was in round 2, round 3, or even at the end of those rounds. Now, going into this last round, they look very concerned about that leg.
They're only really talking about the leg. They're putting a lot of focus on it, as they should be. Let's have a look at this replay. Look, I'd definitely like to pay a bit of tribute to Cass's durability, because he's eaten so many left kicks and it has not deterred him whatsoever.
Yeah, 100%. And he's hit the outside of that leg of Pet quite a lot, and it's started to really well up now, but you have to pay attention. Pet has thrown kicks all night on his forearm and not once has he flinched. That's really painful. For those who haven't experienced it, when that arm starts to get hit, it's much thinner than the leg. And so the bruising goes through the arm so quickly and does a lot of damage. Just as you see there, Pet looked to throw his rear teeth then and lost the stability in that right leg.
The right leg gave out.
If Cass manages to hit that leg and the leg gives out, that could change the fight.
Cass has a 3-minute opportunity here to capitalise the damage of that lead leg and bring home some big power shots. He's not going to win this on points. He's going to have to storm this home strong.
This is your 5th and final round, Brisbane, for the National Top Welterweight title.
Lovely left kick, knocking Cass off balance to start the round. Now just looking to move. He's not looking to even check that kick anymore. He just wants to move and get it out the way. The corner of Cass asking him to let them hands go, and rightly so.
Petch changing his stance there. He doesn't want to get hit in that leg. He's trying to upset Cass's rhythm now. He's starting to find his groove a bit more, but has he got time?
Pet wise in making the decision to move rather than just try and check the kick, because it's way too bad to take those hard shins of Cass. That right hand coming over the top again. Pet's still wise to it, very slick to get out of the way.
Cass is certainly going to have to a bit more work to set up that overhand because Petch is really seeing it. He's got great vision and he's out of the way every time. Big left knee from Petch.
Just looking to close that clock down now. A wise decision. That right leg is swollen as.
That is nasty.
Oh.
Big right hand from Cass there.
Little wobble from Pet there. This is exciting now.
And this is what we need to see from Cass.
He's not stable on that leg. Even if the chin's there, the leg isn't. Cass has got to let it all go now. Pet just out of the way of that big right hand. He's putting the pressure on. This is what we want to see. He's got about a minute left to get it done. Oh, he's putting damage on. He's nearly went. Nearly went. This fight could change so quickly. He's wobbling.
Here we go. Here comes Cassidy. Cassidy is letting those hands go now. Petch is in a bit of trouble. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Can Cassidy bring this home?
45 seconds to stay on his feet. Can he do it? He's looking very weathered. Pet needs to move.
Cassidy still
letting a lot of damage go.
Petch has changed stance now.
This is what we needed to see earlier on in the fight. Pet looking very, very, very weathered at this point. Can he make it? Less than 30 seconds left.
Big body shot from Cassidy. Big overhand right. Oh! There we go! Cassidy brings it home! Oh my God! Cassidy Haberfield! What a fight! He endured that all the way to the end, and Cassidy Haberfield brings home that fight in round number 5. Wow!
I am speechless.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fight! Cassidy said he was underrated. He said he was going to bring home a war. He endured the left kick madness and he brought that home strong. What a performance from Cassidy!
I'm gobsmacked.
Big smiles from Cassidy Haberfield right there. He's brought home a strong victory against a very experienced side, Petch Sitmonchai.
With 20 seconds left in the 5th round, he's managed to get it done.
He must have had faith in his game plan because he rid that out all the way to the very end.
Right to the end. Right to the end.
Wow, unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Trevor Lawler has called a stop to this contest with 20 seconds left in round number 5 for your winner by referee stoppage and new WBC Nike Tom welterweight champion Butch Cassidy Haberfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with your winner, Cassidy Haberfield, and your new welterweight Nike Tom champion, Cassidy. I want to bring up a moment of the press conference yesterday. You made mention that you felt like you were an underrated fighter. How does tonight's performance back up your statement?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it. Now everyone else does, so I always knew that I would get this win. I was confident.
Phenomenal performance tonight. Petch really, he did well for his left kick, but it seems like your game plan, you stuck to it, you chewed up that leg and got the finish in the end. What's next for Cassidy?
We've got some fights lined up. I'm excited about them, so if you want to see me fight again, come to the next one. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Cassidy Haberfield.